Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your boy James Harris, man. About to tell you guys what institutional racism is. A lot of people are still confused. So to demonstrate it, this right here is institutional racism. Well, realistically, this is the juice that my lady made because she got a juicer. So this is beets, carrots, ginger, all right, whatever. But you get the point. So institutional racism is this system is broken. So instead of replacing the system, all they're doing is replacing the figurehead. So police chief, they get a new police chief. Nope, didn't fix the problem. Still not pure. Um, Loans, nope, still broken banking system. All of this. Um, Education, different education. No, none of that. This is the institutional racism. So all that they doing is continue to change figureheads opposed to addressing the real issues. So just a heads up and a breakdown if you don't know what institutional racism is, but it's pretty much a system that has been put in place to marginalize African Americans from pretty much the beginning of time, starting after slavery. And it affects the social, the political, economic institutions, the different structures in banking and schooling and education and stuff like that. And it impacts us within society, not only my generation, but of course the generation before me, and hopefully we can prevent it for my daughter's generation. Some of these ideas and policies that are in place favor the white community in every aspect, not only from like your neighborhood demographic where you live, but of course the corporate, the political, all that stuff. So it's a major cost in systemic racism. So, the white people get to enjoy the political benefits, social, economic, cultural powers, and some of the major privileges that we African Americans don't, or other people of color don't get to enjoy. Um, Including we got a shorter lifespan because we can't see doctors or have access to certain information within the health disparities, lesser income, of course, the income gap, not only for African Americans, but for women, limited access to quality education, which means I'm not getting access to the same scholarships. Certain schools don't have laptops or proper funding in education structures. Teachers are paid less, classrooms are overcrowded. Um, of course, the political affiliation, like some of those laws and things and policies that are in place or passed, don't directly impact the inner cities, don't directly impact the lower SES community and stuff like that. Um, and then if we can get into the justice system, like there's so many disparities there within the police shootings, within the drug arrests. Of course, we know about the 94 crime bill. We know about the war on drugs, crack cocaine disparities. Those directly impacted African Americans. Moving forward now, some of those situations they're trying to rectify, such as the opioid crisis. Of course, they're trying to do different things in how we approach people with opioid dependency rather than how they did it back in the day with the crack cocaine laws and stuff like that. Of course, 85% of your time and stuff like that impacted the inner city, the African American communities. Poor representation within the justice system. You got to remember, like sentencing and trials and the jury selections, all of those things impact African Americans more. Less freedom and parole opportunities. We tend to get held longer than our white counterparts without those bail opportunities. And you got to figure that like these systems have been in place forever. Like from a historical point, the practice of social injustices and racism and inequality has made its impact in so many rooted issues. Like I showed you, like this again is a system, and they just continue to change the different leadership and people in place without addressing the actual issues within that. Um, think about the housing system, like redlining, right? I'm 34, so I have 4 properties. I'm fortunate, I'm grateful and all of that, but my parents or my grandparents didn't have those opportunities because of, you got things like redlining, which means people of color didn't have the opportunity to not only have access to loans, but buy in certain areas, create wealth for their families. One of the the biggest opportunities to create wealth is obtaining land, and housing that you can pass down, and including the redlining, the mortgage disparities, higher interest rates, um, different communities without access to the same things, such as bus routes, transportation, the landfills with trash and stuff like that. All of those things impact the urban areas, the lower SES communities, the African American communities predominantly. And of course, if you got those impoverished areas, the education system tend to be different, which means less teachers, overcrowded classrooms, as I mentioned, and stuff like that. And now we have what they call gentrification. Gentrification, in all honesty, to me is okay, it's cool. I don't like the displacement portion of gentrification. The people that get the grunt of that, being displaced or moved from their areas, is, of course, African American community, lower SES community, other people of color. So the property value went down, people left or whatever, people moved back in, paying at a higher rate. So those are some of the disparities, man. What we need now is a new system, clear system. Within that clear system, we need to create our own, whether that's laws, whether that's institutions to protect not only us, but our children, generational wealth, continue to pass different things down. Opposed to just moving the figureheads, we have to replace the system. So if we replace the system itself that was structurally designed to hinder our growth and different things within that, look how pure this is in comparison to a system that has been in place and ignored for a long period of time. So again, boom. This system is better than the last system. The system that constantly changes, different figureheads. No, we need a whole different structure system. So hit me up if you got questions, man. mentoheal.com, www.mentoheal.com, or you can hit me on Instagram, MEN_TO_HEAL, institutional racism. Let's create a new system. Let's work together. Let's build generational wealth. Let's pool resources. Let's do what we have to do to break this cycle. Appreciate your guys' time, man. Hit me up.